Alright, what's going on everyone? Welcome to the channel. I'm going to be breaking down one of my favorite shows of all time. That's going to be Dexter. The show starts out with Dexter driving through a dark Miami night. The first words he says are, "Tonight's the night." A little bit of foreshadowing there. He mentions that something's going to happen and it has to happen again and again. A young boy appears at the front, greeted by an older man who turns around and smiles. Appears to be a character that Dexter is interested in as he watches from afar from his car. Dexter, narrating the scene, says, "There he is, Mike Donovan, he's the one," implying that whatever was going to happen again and again is going to happen to Mike Donovan. And then he's immediately strangled by Dexter, who's sitting in the back seat. Dexter has some sort of cable wire. He instructs Mike to drive. Mike asks who he is, what he wants. Dexter pretty much says that it's none of his business and just to do what he says. They arrive to an abandoned location. It shows holes dug, a shovel, palm trees all around. It's a very creepy setting, somewhere deep in the Miami swamp-like area. Dexter grabs Mike by the throat, gets him out of the car. Dexter takes Mike into the abandoned building. He's questioning him, telling him to look. Mike refuses to open his eyes. The building has some sort of significance to Mike. Dexter's telling him to open his eyes. Once again, he refuses. Dexter freaks out, grabs him by the throat, tells him to look at his eyes and see what he did. Dexter tells him that he'll cut his eyes, or he'll cut his eyelids directly off. The camera pans out, shows the bodies of a bunch of young boys. Mike starts sobbing, eventually confessing to the crimes. Pleading for his life, Mike asks Dexter to please understand, and Dexter says he does understand, but it's not the type of understanding that Mike wants to hear. You see, Dexter tells him that he's a monster as well, but Dexter says that he could never harm children like Mike does. Dexter tells him he has standards as he injects him with some sort of paralyzing serum. After cutting Mike's cheek open, he takes a drop of blood and places it on a glass slide. Mike, who is naked and gagged at this point, laying on a table, is essentially accepted his fate as Dexter takes some sort of hacksaw to him. After apparently murdering someone, the scene cuts from that to Dexter on a boat, gleefully driving through the city, having a great time. Just some of the essential parts that make this such a great show and such a great pilot. It goes from something so dark to something so wholesome with Dexter just driving through the city. As Dexter's driving through the Miami waves on his boat, he kind of has a memory of a talk him and his father had. It gives an insight to Dexter's past, his relation to killing, and kind of gives a insight that killing is a part of Dexter's life. It is, it's something that it's in him.